6 years ago, all Bloodborne bosses ranked easiest to hardest was made. History was made. What's up? Here we go.
Sunburned Albino ranks all the Bloodborne bosses from easiest to hardest. Number 1, Witches of Hemwick.
Go into it. Why is there so much space?
At no point during this encounter do you ever have to actually attack one of them.
True.
The Witches of Hemwick must be getting rusty with their conjuring spells, because these wolves are blind as bats. And even if they do see you, the quickest way to lose them is to jog about...
The Witches of Hemwick may be getting rusty with their conjuring spells, because even if they do, there's... Dude, the early Sunburned Albino delivery is so different. It's so different.
10 feet away before...
I don't know, like, what do I think about this? Like, I remember the time that I was recording this. It took about 13 hours, like I said. It's like I didn't lie about any of that. It took about 13 hours to beat the game because it was like my 7th or 8th playthrough of Bloodborne because I really like Bloodborne. It's such a good game. It's a really good game, and I was very familiar with it. And then I just had this idea one day. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to rank all the bosses in Bloodborne. Like, I knew that this boss ranker was going to be big. I did. I had a feeling. There was no reason for me to have this feeling, but I had that feeling. I was like, what I'm doing right now, a lot of people are going to see this. Probably my favorite video of yours. Damn, that is... It's so OG. What an OG thing. What an OG sentiment.
And other than that, it mostly just occasionally stomps around and tries to kick you with its...
Too loud!
The main issue... Now let's just sit here in silence for a bit and watch how the last 5 seconds of this fight goes.
There was no reason to do this part. I don't know why I was, like, overly impressed by this part of the boss. It's like, it's good damage. I'm doing good damage with the Blades of Mercy, the daggers. I don't know, it was like nothing to brag about, I guess. I still, to this day, I get people commenting saying, yo, what weapons are you using? Yo, how are you doing so much damage? And I don't know, I'm using the Blades of Mercy. They're not like an obscure weapon. And as far as blood gems go, I'm just doing like the regular ones that do a lot of damage. There's nothing special about this build. It's a normal build.
You know those bulbous, glowy aliens that I'm pretty sure are the result of Yusefka's experiments? You know how easy they are to kill? The boss of them isn't much harder. At the end of the Upper Cathedral Ward in the beautiful, if you like,
You know the bulbous aliens that are probably a result of Yusefka's experiments? You know the boss of them isn't much harder. My delivery. Here's the deal. 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I was 21 years old. I'm 27 now. It's been quite a while. It's been a humongous time, actually. I don't know, like... Recently, people have been saying that, like, I don't sound any different than I did 6 years ago. But all I have hyper-focused on for the last 5 years is the fact that I'm so much more... Like, the voice I don't know, like... If you watch my Bloodborne boss ranking versus... I don't know, my Cuphead one, or, like, any of the recent ones that I've done... I just feel like the voices are night and day. I don't know, like 6 years ago, I would do YouTube and I would be like this more hyper-energetic person. Because you have to be. Because when I first started, I was no energy at all. I was just like trying to be 100% real. And that was not, I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't working out, but like for me personally, I didn't appreciate it. Because I didn't realize at the time that, like, when it comes to YouTube and your personality, like, you gotta play, like, a sort of, you know, more energetic version of yourself. Because you're performing for other people. Your regular self is not gonna cut it just immediately by itself. Like, you do have to incorporate the audience into account. And so eventually I figured that part out. And I figured that part out by the time that the Bloodborne boss ranking came out.
Starved beast. I concede some.
Dude, this is the one of the more contentious picks in the boss ranking is Bloodstarved Beast at number 4. And I'm going to admit something to you right here. This is an exclusive. You'll never hear this again except probably in the highlight that I do afterwards. Is Bloodstarved Beast shouldn't be number 4. It should not be number 4 in an easiest to hardest ranking in Bloodborne. Bloodstarved Beast is definitely at least middle of the pack. It should be one of the harder bosses. It's just that in the footage that it accompanies this boss ranking. It was so easy by complete accident. This is a whole this is a meme. I'm doing a meme right now.
He is an extremely formidable opponent, and the second you
he is an extremely formidable opponent. Like, I know I'm making short work of him, but I shouldn't understand as a person that this is because of fire paper and because of dumb luck.
Especially the grab, which takes literally a full 2.5 seconds to execute. If you
it does take a while.
That, you need to get out of the way of this game. Take advantage of the attacks that leave them wide open.
A couple people commented that specific joke, and I was like, that was... Alright, cool. I like that you like that. You can't get out of the way of that, you gotta get out of the way of this game. And it's like, it's kind of true. Hashtag albino lore. Ooh, I am spilling the tea right now. Oh, I was about to say something else. Oh, what was it? This is so important for albino lore, I can't let it go astray. Oh, the thing that I was gonna say is that this is like 480p, the quality, even though if you watch the video, it'll tell you you're watching in 1080p. When I first started boss rankings, I recorded the footage through PS4. I did not have a PC. I didn't have OBS yet. So I did the footage through PS4, and the initial original quality is 480p. I didn't know you could change it. If I did, oh man, this video will be such better quality because I had the internet for it, but I didn't know you could change it. So it was at 480p the entire time. Very sad. Extremely. I think it took like 5 days for it to start going viral. I uploaded the Bloodborne boss ranking. I think the first 4 days it got like 100 views. Because the video before that was the Dying Light agility, like, it wasn't even an exploit. It was just like literally just vault over this thing over and over again. And it was a horrendous video. It was so bad and not helpful. And it still got 100,000 views. And it brought me up to like 10k views. And then I did the Bloodborne boss ranking video, and for the first 5 days it had like maybe 500 views or something like that. And then all of a sudden it just took off. I don't know how it took off. I don't know where it went to make so many people click on it, but it got like 800,000 views in the next like 2 days. And I remember watching it when it was at like 30k views. I was like, dude, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna refresh the page and just watch this view count climb by the thousands. It was such catharsis. It felt so good.
The coolest. It's a big electric type Pokemon that likes to use
nice roll. Nice roll, you fucking idiot.
But only if it has a chance. I'm a tease.
Yeah, that's me getting absolutely demolished in the footage and then playing it off because I'm such a cool guy.
Number 7. The most annoying part of this fight is her constant shrieking, so I guess she's still a woman at heart.
Ooh, misogynistic jokes. That's how you go viral, baby! You're honest about wanting to be famous as a reason for starting? Yes. Who isn't? Why would you do this if you didn't want to be famous? Why would you start a YouTube channel if you didn't want to be famous? I don't understand. I don't understand who could claim some sort of, like, higher ground. Like, you started streaming because, what, you didn't want anybody to watch you? I don't understand. Of course you did it because you wanted to be famous. You saw other people being famous with gaming, and you decided that you wanted to follow in their footsteps. That's what I did. I saw Northern Lion be famous. His Binding of Isaac videos. When I first saw Northern Lion, he had like 200 to 300,000 subscribers, I think. Like, he's been doing good for a very long time. Because that was 7 years ago. He had 200 to 300,000 subscribers. Now he has like 800,000 or something like that. I don't think he's hit 1 million yet. But he was 100% my inspiration because my girlfriend at the time was like, hey, you should check out like Northern Lion videos. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did, and it was Binding of Isaac, and then that inspired me to do my first ever video, which was Binding of Isaac, which we'll watch probably later on. I don't know who plays games on YouTube with the thought of anything other than, oh man, I hope a ton of people see this and I get really popular. Like, why else would you do it? You have to buy equipment to make this happen. You have to buy a capture card. Like, you have to spend $150 on a capture card to what? Just like show off for your friends? Like, no, it's to be who's
maybe it's a he. Guys can be nurses too. They just prefer to be successful. Some of this nannies.
This this is one of the most contentious parts in the comments. The wet nurse joke. I will be 100% honest with you guys. Upon making this video, never heard of a wet nurse in my life. Didn't know what they did. When I got to this boss, I saw wet nurse. I was like, okay, wet. That doesn't seem like an adjective that makes a difference. This is Murgo's nurse. This is just a baby's nurse. I don't know what a wet nurse does, but I know what a nurse does. They take care of people. And I'm going to make jokes assuming that I know what a nurse does. And then it turns out that a wet nurse is somebody who like specifically like lets a baby suckle on their teat or something. So yeah, a lot of people had stuff to say about that in the comments. And you were right. You're 100% right. 21-year-old me never heard of a wet nurse in his life. And I still never have. It's just that people said it in the comments, so I was like, all right.
Only with your vision obscured by weed and a terrible rendition of the national anthem.
Oh, I am so brave because I insulted Jimi Hendrix. Here's the deal. Social studies class, 10th grade. Did I say social studies? Yeah, our social studies teacher showed us a video of Jimi Hendrix performing the national anthem at a baseball game. I don't know why. I have no idea why this was relevant to social studies. I have absolutely no idea. But he showed it to us. I just thought it was bad. I've seen it. I heard it. I thought it was bad. It's like Jimi Hendrix is an incredible guitar player. I'm not going to tell you any different. He's an incredible guitar player. He has the skills of someone who is one of the best at guitar, one of the best to ever do it. That national anthem thing is shit. It's just garbage. It sounded so bad. It's like one of those singers who does the national anthem at a baseball game and they try to like make it their own. You know, like they'll be like, and the land of the free. Like it was that but guitar.
But this guy is such a bitch. The fight takes place
Such
in
a
a labyrinth of
bitch.
stairs and dancing puppets. Then you do find him, and what does he do? Run into another room while you chase after him, thinking, "Yes, okay, no more bullshit."
This is one of the reasons why I wouldn't be that enthused to play this game again. I don't want to play it again because the loading is cancer. PC release, please, dude. Where's the PS5 upgrade? That's all it needs. PS5 upgrade. Bloodborne on PS5. I'd play the whole game again. I'd do it. PS5 upgrade, and also you should be able to pick your build from the beginning because the game will understand that you've beaten the game like 8 or 9 times. Like, you get it. You don't understand how Bloodborne works. You should be able to just pick the weapon that you want to use from the beginning.
Number 14, Father Gascoigne. You've been waiting for this name the entire video, haven't you?
I hate this, by the way.
Skip the first mandatory boss of the game? Nope,
I hate the running joke in this entire thing.
In the game, Father Gascoigne or Gascoigne or Gascoigne or whatever the hell is one of the hardest bosses to fight.
It's like, okay, at that point, it's still fine. Like, you don't know how to pronounce Father Gascoigne, that's fine, no problem. The things I just said are fine. Just don't try and pronounce it other ways for the rest of the ranking, and then it's still fine.
Then I met Father Gascoigne, who promptly
kicked
my ass 4 times in a row. Father Gascoigne.
Nope.
The first boss that fields in Bloodborne, except
nope, bad joke. I get that the video has let me check. I get that the video has 2,118,930 views. I understand that. But you gotta stop reusing that punchline, dude.
He does sit in a wheelchair the entire game, so it's weird to think that he can just get out of it and reap the shit out of you. You only get to fight him if you refuse his offer to kill.
Most people in wheelchairs are just like biding their time, you know, waiting for the right moment.
The fight becomes about the same as Father Gascoigne minus the wolf transfer.
Oh my god, you still did it! Look, okay, at that point, the callback is funny. It's a funny callback. Because you thought it was over, but then it wasn't over because it was Gehrman instead of Father Gascoigne. But still, like me 6 years ago, I understand how comedy worked because I watched so many comedy specials. So like I got it from a mathematical standpoint, but because the initial thing to me is not that funny, it's just like the callback is good. It's good if you assume that the original thing was funny, which I did think at the time, so it's not like I blame my own decision making. But looking back, it's like, dude, drop it. Drop the mispronunciation, please. Right? At this point in time, it's only funny to mispronounce things if you do it in an Asian accent. That's actually the truth. 100%. If you can mispronounce anything as long as you do it in an Asian accent. It's hilarious. Oh yeah, and this part has no commentary because I like want the footage to speak for itself, even though I immediately get demolished in the beginning. This video is kind of all over the place. I mean, it's my first ever iMovie project, so that makes sense. I worked kind of exceptionally hard on this video. I worked so hard on this video, more so than I've ever done in anything in my entire life.
Well, the reason is because Rom the bullshit spider bitch is the most bullshit boss with the most bullshit attacks in the entire game.
Still true.
One, I didn't even figure out how to get to this boss without looking it up online.
Still true. I still think Rom is the hardest. I've played the game several times since then. I still think he's the hardest.
Because the footage doesn't match any of the jokes I had previously written.
Yeah.
That's a bummer for all of us. I'll try to sneak.
It is a bummer because I don't remember any of those jokes, but I feel like they were pretty good. The ones I'd originally written for Rom, because I wrote in this time I wrote the entire script before I got any of the footage. I don't do that anymore. I always get the footage and then write the script as I'm like reviewing the footage, because that's what you should do, because then it's relevant. But when it comes to Rom, I wrote an entire like whole paragraph or two based on what I just assumed would happen based on my experience with the boss, and then none of it happened when I actually went and got the footage. And then he just calls more of them. And then there's meteors, and then you just die. And then you just die. He calls the meteors, and then you're dead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Me back then was like, oh, you know, me talking about not deleting the loading screen is comedy. And so people will want to see that. But it's like, you still should have deleted it. You should have deleted it right after the fight again. Why are you walking this part? Why are you walking here? Why are you talking? Why is none of this deleted? It should all be deleted. This is a boss ranking. You're not ranking how many times it takes you to go up the stairs. You should be jumping right down there and getting back into it. I'm waiting until the video's over, but I gotta pee so bad, man. And then we're gonna take more shots.
Cannot hoof this anymore. I'm walking on water here, but that doesn't make me like Jesus. I don't feel like Jesus.
That doesn't make me like Jesus, baby. I should so defeat him right now. There's still spiders here, but like the timing, and I'm trying to be confident. Oh no! Oh no! You got stun locked, even though you shouldn't have, because 3 spiders did attacks right up one after the other, like they freaking coordinated it, like a freaking synchronized swimming expedition on the freaking Olympics. That's right. Now more than ever, please like the Bloodborne boss ranking. 2.1 million views. It seems that plea resonated with some people. 46,000 likes to 3.5k dislikes. And, oh man, the YouTube sphere was just not ready for it. But then as soon as they saw it, they were like, oh shit, we gotta make way more videos just like this. And they did. They did. Like 5 or 6 people started immediately getting like known for this kind of thing. 3.5k dislikes due to the Murgo joke. Probably, yeah, some shit like that.